They're on my list too.
They're on your list too?
Yeah. Okay. If our respective loved ones ever smarten up and leave us, we're getting a fennec fox and a sugar glider.
Hey everyone, this is Greg from the editing room, letting you know that this episode is the first of a two-parter about animals. In this episode, we focus mainly on pets we've had and some that we would like to have, but probably shouldn't. In the future, I think there's a good chance that we are going to continue splitting episodes like this so that you'll have two 45-minute episodes that come from each of our topics rather than a single 90-plus minute episode. We've liked being able to record multiple episodes at a time, and it's kind of breaks it into a little bit more digestible chunks at 45 minutes rather than the 90 minutes. But that's just my opinion. Let us know at somethingneatpod@gmail.com if you like to have the shorter episodes, or if you prefer that we go back to kind of the longer form 90-minute episodes that we have been doing previously. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy it, and let's get into it.
Gregory.
Anthony. How's it going, sir?
It is. Man, is it going?
It's going. It is. It's a day.
The world turns.
The world.
You did it again.
I'm sorry. I'm having fun with copyrighted content today, okay?
I love copyrighted songs. Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire.
Oh, no.
Not
more.
Die? Guy that sang that? What's it? I'm blanking on his name.
I honestly don't know who sings it. I have no idea.
Oh, goodness. Hold on. Jerry Lee Lewis.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
I don't think Jerry Lee Lewis is dead.
Not that I know of.
No, 2022.
I think it is Jerry Lee Lewis. Wait,
yeah,
2022?
Yeah, he died in 2022.
That was a while ago. Okay.
Well, on that downer
anyway,
of a note,
on that fun. Yeah, look at all this fun that we're having.
Oh, man. We are about to have fun, though, because I'm not going to spoil it.
No.
But,
I think it's okay. We can spoil it. We're recording now. We're not really spoiling anything.
It's not spoiled.
If we let the viewers know what we're going to talk about.
I'm so excited. I'm also excited that because I decided to take today off, we're recording earlier. So like this isn't like night drinking. This is now officially categorized as day drinking recording.
This is thoroughly day drinking recording.
Yeah.
We are starting recording around 2:50. I guess 2:30-ish is when we technically started, but now it's 2:50, and yeah, we're getting it on.
Let's get it on to the. Damn it!
I'm gonna finish this. No too many DMCA. I mean, again, I think we'll be okay until we get more popular. Once we get more popular, then we're gonna have to go through all our old episodes and fucking clip all the stuff out that's copyrighted.
We're usually pretty good about it. Chug. I just finished mine. You gotta prime the palate.
It's a little hard to chug one of these, but yeah.
You gotta prime the palate.
I'm sipping on a Three Floyds Zombie Dust.
God, I love Zombie Dust.
It is a solid pale ale, and they're just kind of tasty beers on the same kind of level as like Dale's Pale Ale.
Dude, who doesn't like Zombie Dust?
I don't know. It just has such a cool can. Like, it's just zombies.
Zombie.
Especially with Halloween just being over. It's perfect.
That's what we got those for, is your Halloween party. I remember picking those up.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and we only drank 2 of them all weekend, so now I've just been drinking them.
Well, it's because, like, you know what the problem is? It's like, in my mind, I think that I like Zombie Dust, and then I have a Zombie Dust, and I realize that I really don't like Zombie Dust.
They're definitely pretty hoppy pale ales. Like, they're not hazy, like, juicy kind of hoppy. They're, like, more, like, bitter, like resiny, piney kind of hoppy.
Yeah. Does it give the hop combo on there?
Let me see.
There's probably some Citra in there.
I mean, a lot of places use Citra, but it doesn't really have Citra taste to it. Yeah.
CR episode 2, something everyone can enjoy.
Yeah.
To learn more about beer and hops.
Yeah, beer and hops. This does not say what kind of hops they use.
I'm just curious. Because I like that a lot of craft breweries will actually put their hops on.
A lot of them do.
Yeah.
This one I can tell you has Cascade, just because I know the taste of Cascade hops. And that's definitely in here. It might just be...
Could just be
Cascade. No, there's something else in there that's mellowing it out a little bit, because Cascade is pretty punchy in the facey.
Again, not sponsored, but I do have a case of hop water next to me if I need to cleanse my palate. Highly recommend hop water. Maybe we'll get sponsored one day.
That would be a fun sponsorship. Then we'll be something neat with a splash of hop water.
God, I love hop water. It's just so refreshing. And it has like the mushrooms and shit in it. Anyway.
All right,
Greg,
so
I think it's yours. Is it your turn?
Is it my turn? Well, so
what do we do last?
This was definitely your choice for this bourbon. So I think I'm going to leave it over to you because I have not had this one before.
I had it once a long time ago. It's really good, and I'm excited to have it. So today's bourbon, Wild Turkey, Rare Breed, Barrel Proof. I think
all the rare breeds are barrel proof one.
Oh, it's another fun. It's another, well, but not cask strength, barrel proof. Do you remember the difference from 2 episodes ago?
I thought barrel proof and cask strength were the same thing.
No.
The cask strength was right out of the barrel, and barrel proof was right out of the barrel.
So cask strength is right out of the barrel. Barrel proof, it's proofed down to either up or down to what it was put in the barrel at. Yep. Unique, uncut blend of bourbon whiskey crafted in small batches. Because like single barrel, like everything from the bottle comes out of one barrel. This is batched and then back proof down to its regular to what it was.
So it's not everything out of one barrel, it's out of small batch.
Now, it does say, and I actually didn't notice this, so if you look at the neck of the barrel, it does say number 4 char. So
hell yeah.
I'm expecting this to be something that you and I really like.
And this time, unlike the last time when we did our cask strength, I do have some water so that I can lighten it up a little bit if need be and not kill myself.
Yep, so 116.8, that's what it would have went into the barrel in. Let's do the damn thing.
Crack her open.
Yeah, so that's nice. Oh, that's
good.
That
was a little tiny pop. I didn't hear yours.
Let's look at the cork though. Look at the little tiny baby cork.
Little tiny cork.
Yeah. So I am switching up the glass. We're giving the Wee Dram glass a break, and I'm switching to the Kenzie style that I got when I went to Widow Jane in Brooklyn.
Ooh, Kenzie style.
I always called them. Oh, that's more than I need. Well, too late now.
Yep. Remember, barrel strength.
Yeah, but we're starting so early.
You got to make it to the end of the night tonight.
I ran into my buddy at the store and he asked if I wanted to go out later, and I was like, probably not. That's 3 fingers. That's fine. In a Kenzie glass, though, it's like much wider at the base.
It's a little smaller than the rocks glass that you would usually do fingers out of. You know, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, color-wise, I mean, it's exactly what I would expect out of a straight bourbon. So we know that it's at least 2 years. It's probably a little bit longer.
That is not the smell I was expecting from this at all.
Yeah, me neither. I am getting some ethanols on the nose. So, you know, it would, I mean, tracks. It is high proof.
I don't know that what I'm about to say is going to be accepted by a lot of people. People may be unhappy with it, but it's giving me a strong Jack Daniel's smell vibe.
Oh, you're not allowed to say that. You can't.
But it is. But no, it definitely is.
You sure that's not just the ethanol playing tricks on your nose?
I'm sure that's not the ethanol smell.
Yeah, I'm getting sort of like that sweet end to it. Which you would get out of like a real caramely. Yeah, so caramel on the nose. I'm getting there is some spice there. I don't know what the mash bill is. It's been a long time since I've had Wild Turkey anything. Like Wild Turkey 101 used to be like my go-to.
Mm-hmm.
I actually almost grabbed a bottle today when I was at the store.
Now that I'm saying it, I don't know that I've ever had Wild Turkey.
Well, this is just an experience all the way around. Rare Breed is really good though.
All right, shall we give her a sippy poo?
Little sippy poo, little cheersy.
Cheersy poo.
Cheers poo, little sippy poo. First sip, let it clear the palate. Express the ethanols.
You know, just off the first sip, it's not quite as punchy in the face as I thought.
No.
It's got a deep Kentucky hug with it.
Yeah.
But in the mouth, it's not too much.
I have a little ulcer on the tip of my tongue.
Oh, that's nice. It's gonna burn a little bit.
Owie. Well, maybe I'll just burn it right off.
Yeah. You're definitely cleaning it.
Definitely oak. Like I'm getting the oak on the back end. It's not as sweet to me anyway, taste wise. It's not as sweet as it smells.
Yeah, it smells more caramelly.
I'm getting more of like the earthy tones.
Mm-hmm. I will say though, with the number 4 char, it is not giving me as much punchy oakiness. It's got some oakiness definitely, but
yeah,
it's not. We're not unlike the double char or anything that we've had before.
No. And those,
it's a little lighter than that.
I mean, it's good.
It is good. It's definitely, but it's not bad. Honestly, for 116.8 proof, it goes down much easier than I would expect it to.
Agreed. I agree with that. This is certainly not the most complex flavor we've had on here recently.
Mm-mm. No, not at all. I put this flavor wise, again, probably people aren't gonna like what I'm about to say. But I put it in like almost the Four Roses kind of taste, like the Four Roses, the single barrel that we had, or small batch, single barrel. We had single barrel Four Roses. I put it in the same kind of taste profile as that, with a little bit more of a Kentucky hug with it. But yeah, it's oddly approachable. I was expecting this to be a lot more nuanced, and it's very enjoyable to drink and just got a little bit of a hug. I am going to add a little bit of water to it. I'm going to see if that maybe loosens it up a little bit. If I get anything else.
Yeah, let me know. Maybe I'll grab a little bit. I'm good with it straight. I think it tastes delicious. It's just I with the number 4 char and the, it was, I thought I was gonna get more of the wood, and it's and now I'm getting it though, but like I'm getting like almost like that dryish finish, like that leathery.
That's what, yeah. I was gonna say I'm getting like the oak taste, but it's like very mild. It's not the smoky oak that I would expect from this level of char. It's more of a lighter oak flavor.
Yeah, tastes like bourbon. This tastes exactly what, like, if if somebody said, what would you consider classic bourbon flavors? I think that this is something that I would put up on that pedestal.
I agree. I completely agree.
Like classic quality bourbon flavors. If you backproof this like with a little bit of water down to like 90, you could drink this all day.
I'd suggest put a little water in it. It opens it up a lot.
Does it?
It's a lot more nuanced.
Hold on.
I definitely get a little bit more of the smokiness. Yeah, but yeah, I'm getting a lot more of the smokiness. I'm getting a lot more other flavors. What am I getting here? This is like
hang tight.
Yep,
you think on that. I'm grabbing my pipette.
Quick, get your pipette.
I have achieved pipette.
You have achieved pipette. Yeah, put a little bit of water in this.
Some little glass on glass ASMR for the listeners. If anyone doesn't have a water pipette for their whiskey, highly recommend getting one. Very controlled little.
Do you want to see my water pipette?
Is it like a little lab one? It's like a little. it's a very large. Yeah, but what if you add? But what if you add too much? Oh, the other thing is when you add the water, you really shouldn't swirl it. Oh yeah,
it changes a lot, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, it always does. Like that little bit of water opens it up. But it is always remarkable how much it changes it. I am getting, with the water, I'm getting more smoke, and I'm getting more, like, dried cherries.
Is it cherries? Because it's like almost like
dried
a fruit, but
cherries?
It's not sweet. But it's not sweet.
That's what I'm saying, dried cherries. No, it's not cherry. What the fuck is that flavor?
I don't know.
It's not like a stone fruit.
It's not fruity. Maybe molasses?
I was literally about to say molasses.
Yeah, maybe like a less
more like
sweet
that
molasses.
like that
like
dark
a blackstrap kind of stuff. But yeah, no, it's good. I think the little bit of water definitely turned it into much more of a sipping kind of whiskey. So I would say that this would be perfect over a nice big rock, or with a little bit of water in it to loosen it up, or open it up. I would say loosen it up, but it's definitely open it up is the correct terminology.
Loosey goosey, baby.
Loosey goosey. Loosey goosey.
Loosey goosey. Loosey goosey.
Speaking of geese.
Geese?
Geese?
Look at all those chickens.
I absolutely love that thing so much.
See, our
little girl
meme
is my
episode.
spirit animal.
Oh, she's great. Yeah, speaking of geese, Greg, what about geese, Greg?
Speaking of geese, today's episode, Anthony and I, since we're enjoying this wild turkey rare breed, we decided to talk about rare breeds. We're talking about animals. Really everything to do with animals, anything that we want to talk about, anything that we want to bring up, I'm just kind of going to go through like that. So, did you have anywhere that you wanted to start, Mr. Smith, or do you want to just kind of leave this one open?
I mean, firstly, who doesn't love animals?
Yeah, no, definitely.
They're great.
I think that's a great place to start. In your childhood, what was the thing that turned you on to animals, that made you really interested in animals?
Well, I was never turned on to animals.
I didn't say turned on by animals, you sick fuck. I said turned on to animals.
What do you think? What do you think this is? Texas?
Like, where are we gonna go with this
West
one?
Virginia? So that's a great question. So I mean, I grew up with a cat. So my mom like found him in a dumpster, like adopted him, like cleaned him up, like found him when he was a baby. But like when I was born, that cat was already like 4 or 5. Like that cat didn't die till I was like 12.
Yeah.
So like I like grew up with the
cat.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so like that was my first animal, and we had fish growing up. I named all of them Freddy.
Oh,
it was Freddy the first, Freddy 2, Freddy 3, Freddy 4, Freddy. I think we went to like Freddy 7, and they are all buried in a line in the front yard.
What kind of fish were they?
Little shitty goldfish.
Oh, just goldfish.
Yeah, they're just like win them at like the fair.
How did you keep them alive? I've never had one live more than like 48 hours.
Oh no! I mean, Freddy 1 was like 4 or 5 years old. Freddy 2 was a pretty quick turnaround.
Did you have them in like an aquarium?
Yeah, a little. Yeah.
Like how big?
I don't know. I know you get hard about aquariums.
Yeah. Probably about like a 5-gallon or 10-gallon. Probably 10. You probably had it at 10-gallon because it was like the
I
most
think
common
think
easy
like
ones to get.
think fishbowl sized but square and with a little bubbler.
It was a 5-gallon. I'm surprised they lasted that long because goldfish are technically pond fish for the most part. They don't really do well outside of very large enclosures, which is why when you get them at the fair, they don't usually last too long because they're definitely not made to be in a bowl. They eat and shit way too much to be in a bowl. So
Well, in a bowl, sure.
Something neat about them.
That's something neat. I actually didn't know that. I mean, so ours was never in just like a bowl. It was in like an aquarium that filtered and
you had a filter. So so that'll definitely help. But like usually if you're gonna keep any goldfish in an aquarium, you don't want anything below like probably like a 55 or a 75-gallon aquarium, like one of the big ones. And even at that, most people say just don't keep goldfish in aquariums for the most part. Something neat.
Well, no one ever told us that about the Freddies. So
it's not really common knowledge, especially
Freddy's,
I think in the 90s winning them off of games. So
yeah, Freddy's up in fishy heaven. I'm sorry if you lived subpar existences. We didn't know any better. And we had a couple of geckos growing up.
Yeah, I never actually had geckos. I had a lot of different pets, but I never had any geckos.
Yeah, I mean, just like little lizards. They were, they were neat.
Lizards. Yeah.
And then there was one poor fish that we mistakenly, it was a brackish water fish that we accidentally put in fresh water, and he kept jumping out of the tank, and we couldn't figure out why. And then we figured out why.
What kind of fish was he?
I don't know. He was just like a little long. Think like those like red-eyed darts, but long. Like those little like red-eye like
silver.
Yeah, he almost looked like a sardine almost, but he wasn't.
Wonder if he was a bala shark.
I was like 8.
Sorry, I'm gonna stop with the fish talk for now. We'll get back.
We'll get back to aquariums and your weird fucking obsession with aquariums.
I love aquariums, dude. I don't know. I kind of grew up with it. Well, I didn't really grow up with it. That's actually not true. But I did grow up with, we had a dog when I was really little, named Nana. She was a bearded collie rescue, and she was just this giant fluff ball of love. I don't know if you've ever seen a bearded collie before, but
I have, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, and we named her Nana based on the Peter Pan dog's name was Nana.
That's right.
The big fluffy one.
Yeah.
So she was super nice and super chill. She probably died when I was like 7 because we got her when she was already a little older. But yeah, so she was pretty chill. But then after her, I growing up had a lot of like rodents, and I had a bird and stuff like that. So I had this little mouse named Chip, which I don't know if you know, but like mice as pets, the little fancy mice, I had a fantastic experience. He was super cool. He was very personable. I used to pick him up and play with him all the time. I was probably like 7 or 8 when I got him. And he would I had like the little shirts with a little pocket in him, and he would just like live in my little pocket and like stick his head out and stuff.
Like a little
cartoon. And we'd just walk around, and he would hop up on my shoulder and stuff, and he was just never bit me once. It was always very, very fun. But the problem is they don't live very long. So.
No.
So you don't have them for a long time.
I have a friend that has rats that are like honestly pretty well trained.
Rats are smart.
Yeah, dude. I think it'd be cool to own a rat. I mean, now I have 2 cats and a dog now, so could not have rat. But
that train is gone.
yeah, could not have rat. But it would be fun.
Yeah, that train. Also, I think my wife does not like rodents at all.
No, she doesn't.
So there's no way in hell we would ever be able to have any kind of rats or mice or anything in our house, I don't think.
Just wait till the kid's like a little bit older and have him just bat those. I was going to say baby blues, but we established at the baby shower that they're probably going to be brown.
I think the Punnett Square says it's probably going to be brown.
Punnett Square says probably brown.
Most likely brown. Chance of blue. There is a chance of blue, but not a good one.
Let them bat those baby browns and see if you can
see what happens.
Just keep them up. Just keep the rats up in the office with the shrimp tanks.
With the shrimp.
Do you consider the shrimps pets?
Not exactly. Not really. I think of the shrimp as more like an experiment. When I first got the shrimp, so back up. What shrimp. Anthony is talking about is I have these little freshwater shrimp called Neocaridina shrimp. They're these little very brightly colored shrimp that live in freshwater that are kind of prized for a lot of fish tanks because they are part of what you would call your cleanup crew in a fish tank. So they kind of like go around and eating all the stuff. Like if you feed fish too much, they'll go around and kind of eat the waste and extra stuff. They eat algae and things like that. So they kind of go around and clean up the fish tank. But because they are very brightly colored and very cool looking, they're not just something that's just like random that you throw in there just to clean up the fish tank. They're also a nice colorful thing that brings something else to the fish tank. So people really like them. and I decided to see if I could kind of breed them, and I was successful. And I have a couple of tanks of them going right now, but I think I'm actually going to get out of them at this point because I don't really have time to really deal with them, even though they're the easiest things on earth to take care of.
I was gonna say, what are we dealing with specifically?
It's more just I like sometimes don't come up to where they are for a couple of days at a time, and I don't really get any enjoyment out of them because I used to like sit and watch them and stuff quite a bit, but now they just kind of exist in their fish tanks. And
just somewhere for Sven to drink dirty water out of.
Exactly. Sven is my cat, and he loves to just drink the water. He won't drink like out of a bowl. It's like hard pressed to get him to drink any like standing water, but he'll just jump up into the dirty ass fish tank and just start drinking the shrimp water. I'm like, I don't know what kind of parasites are in there. I don't know what could get into him from there. So we try to stop him, but it's difficult.
Yeah,
but
there's no training cats. I have two. There's no training cats.
There's honestly, Sven's better than I would expect. We can, like, after you kind of give him direction a few times, he stops doing stuff, but this one hasn't gone away. I can't get him to stop.
No. It probably tastes great.
Yeah, there's probably some kind of a flavor. It probably tastes like shrimp.
I was going to say, it's like shrimp broth.
Shrimp flavored water.
Yeah. Like, you're like, it's good. Good soup.
Makes good stew.
So my cat's definitely not trained. I have two. One is a hoity-toity part Maine Coon named Marvin, who I got off of an old lady that it was my boss's mother-in-law, and she is older, and he would hunt her. So I got him.
He's not very nice, and he's still not very nice.
He's perfectly fine to me. So mostly to Becca.
Only you.
Yeah. He warms up quickly. Anyway, Sven hissed at me.
It's Sven hissed at you, but he would not bite you. He will not attack you.
He would if I fucked with him a little bit, just like started going.
Well, he'd playfully bite you. I don't think he would actually bite you.
Fair. I have on video Marvin chasing several of my friends out of my house. And then Gandalf, who's just the sweetest little guy. He like does the cat headbutt thing, but he's like a rescue with one eye, like off the street. So I have like hoity-toity, grew up in like a rich neighborhood cat, and then like street urchin, and he's like half Marvin's size.
Yeah, and Sven on my side, aka full name is Svenjamin Button. He is a full blood Maine Coon, so he's a very hoity-toity, fancy kitty.
I love the Maine Coon.
He knows it. Yeah, he just kind of trills at you all the time.
Love it. And then I have a dog named Glenn. Marvin will trill. He'll chirp.
Yeah.
And then I have a dog named Glenn who I didn't. To be fair, to be honest with our listeners, I didn't really want, but he's growing on me. I just didn't want the responsibility of a dog because like I'm the one that works. I'm the one that works from home, so it's like I spend all day making sure that he's like not getting into stuff and like whatnot.
You're the one that takes care of the dog.
When he was like brand new puppy, it was rough. He's gotten so much better.
Yeah. Having multiple puppies in my life, puppies are so cute so that you don't kill them. Yeah. That's really the whole reason that they're so cute, because they get into everything. I've never not had a dog that just destroyed at least a couple of things that are like not okay to destroy.
Yeah, the worst. I dog sat for my friend's dog one time when he was still sort of a puppy, and he like chewed up the table, and it's like, not my dog. I'm not like, whatever, it's fine.
Still sucks.
Yeah, it was just like, what the fuck, man.
Yeah, no, I think so. We had a couple like, so we had two dogs really growing up, or three, including the one that I talked about, Nana. But as I got older, we kind of had a tradition of when we turned 11, my dad got us a dog. So when my sister turned 11, she got a dog named Missy, who was a black lab Elk Hound mix. So she was like a little stout black lab. And she was, per my dad, a little rough to train. She was a little thick-headed. And she was not really overly aggressive, but she was not overly friendly either. She wouldn't like go out of her way to like bite anybody or anything, but she would just like sit there and bark her head off at people and like scare people a lot. But she was a super good dog to us. So we used to play with her all the time. And then when I turned 11, I got a dog named Tipper. who was a
Tipper.
black
Where'd that come
lab
from?
pointer mix.
Where'd the name
It's
come
because she was mostly black from the black lab, and she had a little bit of white on her face, like on her muzzle and stuff, and then the very tip, like little bit of her tail was just pure white. Everything else was black. So I called her Tipper when I was 11. So I kind of grew up with her, but they were notorious for getting into things. Like they would just, I think Missy more so than Tipper, 'cause Missy was like a very confident dog. She would kind of not take no nonsense and would kind of like decide if she wanted to do something that she was going to do that. Whereas Tipper was afraid of her own shadow. Famously, she had her dog tags hanging down and a metal bowl that she was drinking water out of. And her dog tag hit the bowl and she just jumped and ran, just pieced out.
That's funny. Oh, that's fantastic.
But Missy, she's the one that we closed her up in a room of our house the one day. I think we had people over, or I think maybe a contractor's come over to fix something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but she didn't want to be in that room. But she was in there for a while, and then we came out of what we were doing, and she was there, and we're like, "How'd you get into the living room?"
Did she?
She literally ate half the door. So she ate the bottom half of the door.
That's hilarious.
And it was just like, "What the hell, dog?" So that was one. But I think the worst was, so I grew up in the Pocono Mountains, like up in the middle of nowhere, and I always had BB guns, so I'd like to shoot BB guns quite a bit. And I don't know if anybody knows about BB guns, but when you get BBs for them, which is the little ammo, it almost looks like little tiny ball bearings. They come in a carton of like 7,000 or 8,000 BBs, like thousands. So we had one of those, and we left for a little while and came home. And Missy had somehow gotten the carton of BBs. And there were 7,000 BBs strewn across the floor. And the whole floor like looked metallic because they were all spread in one little line. And the fun thing about BBs is they're too heavy for the vacuum to pick up. So you have to go through and sweep them up or manually sweep them up. And they were in carpet. So that was probably the worst thing that she got into.
At least they were on carpet and she didn't like Home Alone you.
No, she didn't know. Just ball
dude,
bearings.
Oh my god, dude! I almost did that yesterday. One of his bones. I wasn't paying attention, and I just like stepped. Oh wait, we were talking about names really fast. Before I forget, I do want to mention that something neat. The one great thing about getting Glenn was that me and Becca's friend, we named him while we were over in Scotland. So he's literally named Glenn because all of my favorite scotches from Scotland, most of them start with Glen something. Like Glen Alecky, Glen Levitt, Glen Morangi, like
Glenfiddich.
Yeah. So Glen in Scotland is like a hill.
Yep.
So that he's named Glen after whiskey.
Nice.
But yeah, he will just leave his stuff places. We're lovely.
That was a good one.
We're working on like trying to get him to like put stuff away, but like it's never gonna happen. I don't have the dedication to train him to do that.
You're trying to get the dog to put things away when he's done playing with them?
Yeah, you can do that.
Oh, I've never had a dog that did that.
No, it takes forever. But you gotta remember that I have like all day with this dude. Like honestly, if I actually committed to like really training him, I could have him train really well.
Because that's always the thing, is the repetition and doing it, like, and always doing it and reinforcing it. And if you do that, then they can learn pretty quickly.
Yeah, I don't have the discipline for that. I don't have the discipline in my own life to do that, much less the discipline to teach the dog how to do it. But he has like the basics down. But yeah, he's a cutie. Maybe I'll send you a couple of pictures and like we can put like a collage. So pets wise, not just our pets, but pets across, dogs and cats are obviously the top.
Yeah.
What do you think there is more of? Households with dogs or households with cats? I know the answer, so we're not betting a point on this. But I have it pulled up. I know the answer.
I am gonna say cats.
Ooh, see, I thought you were gonna say cats. It is actually dogs. 48 million households own a dog. 31 million own a cat.
Wow. So I thought there would be more cats because they're a little bit lower maintenance. So I thought that they're like more likely to get kids a cat or something because they're more chill generally, whereas dogs are, as you're saying, they're a commitment, and there's a lot more that you have to do with dogs than you do with cats.
True, but I feel like a lot of people are like self-prescribed not cat people. You're also one of those people.
I'm not a cat person, no.
Yeah, but you are.
I'm a Sven person.
It's whatever. Like, deny it all you want. I'm a cat person. I don't even pretend. Like, I'm 100% a cat person.
It's actually really funny. My sister and I kind of have like a thing behind like cat people and dog people. Usually people that are more dog-like in their personality are cat people. And usually people that are more cat-like in their personality are dog people.
Are you saying I'm a dog person?
Yeah. I'm saying you're louder,
Loud,
more personable,
loyal.
go up and talk to people. I think outgoing is more the word that I'm looking for.
I like to piss in the yard.
You like to like to shit outside.
I like to shit outside. Does the Pope shit in the woods?
I don't think that's a saying.
It's not, but it's from something, and I can't remember what it's from. Oh, that's too much again. Oh, well, whatever. It's early.
Yeah, you could probably get a nap in before the fun tonight.
You got the rest of the day. I think the domestication of cats is more fun to me than the domestication of dogs, like, throughout the years.
Why?
Because we don't really have a good reason that we domesticated cats.
Well, cats domesticated themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we didn't domesticate them. They just decided that it was, like, chill to hang out with the people.
They would kill all the mice and stuff where we lived, because where we lived, we attracted all their food. And they were like, I can get a cheap and easy meal if I hang out with these motherfuckers.
Well, I mean, that's not dissimilar than how we domesticated dogs. Like, it was a mutually beneficial, like, hunting relationship with wolves was basically how that started.
It was pretty much a hunting relationship with wolves, but it was like with dogs, it's much more of a symbiotic relationship where it's like they could help find and hunt prey and we could help bring it down, and like it worked well together, whereas cats were purely in it for themselves. It's not symbiotic at all. They're more parasitic in their relationships. But we decided that we kind of liked them because, well, I guess that's not true. It's symbiotic too because they got rid of the vermin that were spreading disease and killing and eating the stuff that we like to eat. So I guess it's symbiotic in that way, but it wasn't like a direct food relationship.
Yeah, but the Egyptians literally thought they were gods.
Yeah, which I think
they
is
thought
kind of
cats
funny.
had divine power.
Yeah, but but then also Anubis was the dog god.
It was a jackal.
He was a jackal.
And the god of death.
Yeah, that's true. That is weird, actually. Yeah, I don't know.
Ra was an eagle. I don't think there was there a cat god? I'm sure the Egyptians had a cat god.
Not that I know of off the top. I think they were.
They were
the dog gods.
Yeah, they didn't humanize them.
They were the
had
dogs.
Cats.
But if you spell dog backwards, you get god.
In English, not hieroglyphics.
Are you sure?
No. Fucking no. Oh, that was funny. So
yeah, I don't really know like about the whole god thing. Do you know the origin of why they thought they were gods? Like, I don't really know what brought it up.
I have no idea. I mean, we certainly could look it up. I'd rather speculate that it like probably has something to do with like.
I have an idea.
The amount of sense that any of their shit made was. I mean, I guess it made sense to them.
Usually, it was logical. Honestly, most god worship things and why there were gods for different things and why they thought different things happened were just like purely logical, but without all the facts.
Well, it's like they thought they revered the pharaohs as like basically gods. So my guess is that like an early pharaoh just was a cat person and just told everyone that cats are godly.
So that's probably more likely, but the logic way that I was thinking about it is they could have had a problem with vermin and stuff eating their storehouses, spreading disease, and then cats moved in and all the vermin moved out. So then when cats moved into an area and all the vermin moved out, they probably had less disease in that area, less problems in that area, so they saw cats as these divine beings that got rid of disease.
Almost like a miracle, like kind of deal. Like
yeah,
they were a good omen.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna guess. Again, purely just looking at it from a logical perspective. I don't have any basis in that, in fact, but that kind of makes sense to me.
Protection. So why did Egyptians worship cats? Protection. Cats were protect the homes, especially from vermin and snakes. Good luck, considered good luck, especially black cats. So that's funny. Black cats were considered good luck in Egyptian.
You know, cultures. I think in a lot of cultures they are actually black cats. For some reason in our culture they're considered bad luck, but most of the cultures, or a lot of the cultures that I saw, I think I just saw a stupid TikTok or something on this around Halloween time about how different cultures take them as positive omens rather than negative omens a lot of the time.
Yeah. This does go from logical quickly to the third one down is magical. Egyptians believed cats were magical.
Magic.
Magic.
Well, I mean, they could have thought they were magic, but for logical reasons.
That's fair.
You know?
The one I like is the dual nature. Egyptians admired cats for their complex nature, which combined grace and gentleness with aggression and danger.
Yeah, that's about right. That's what we always say about Svedjbin. We're like, you're so soft and fluffy, but you're also sharp. You're sharp sometimes.
So sharp. So sharp. So very sharp. Yeah, so dogs were domesticated like 14,000 years ago. Cats like 9,000 years ago. So, I mean, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, not that far apart. But
no, not really.
Still pretty far apart.
A decent amount of time. But I think it's also a difference. Like I said, cats like domesticated themselves. Like they saw us as an opportunity for a good meal. And we got the positivity of them scaring away rats and mice and shit that fuck our shit up.
Well, apparently they also just think we're big cats.
You know, I've heard conflicting things on that. I've heard that theory that they think that we're just big cats and they kind of like take us almost as like part of their group kind of a thing. And then I've heard that no, they think that we're people. They think that we're something different, but they still think of us as like family. Either way, I think that they do think of us as like a family kind of a thing, which
yeah. I mean,
changes my tune.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason, there's that one story where that leopard seal thought that the diver with the camera was like an injured leopard seal and was trying to feed it.
Yeah, I saw that when he's like bringing him like fish and stuff like that.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, it literally brought him a dead penguin. Or like tried to like teach him how to eat it.
It's like, no, I'm okay, thanks.
No, I get it. I don't need the half-dead penguin. Thank you.
But cats do that too. They go. They apparently think that we suck at hunting because they've never seen us return with a kill. So something neat, they are more likely to think that you're a good hunter if you come home with bags, like you bring something home. So they probably think that my wife is a great hunter because she always has a purse that she's bringing in and out. Yeah, words are hard sometimes. But she always has a purse that she brings in and out, and I always have empty hands when I come home. So I'm pretty sure Sven thinks I suck at hunting.
Now I bite mommy.
Yeah, no, he'll bite you. I mean, he'll still bite me, but like if I want him to stop doing something and kind of act aggressively towards him, he chills out real quick.
Yeah, that's Glenn behaves significantly better around me than if it's me and Becca or just Becca.
Yeah. Well, it's because you're higher up on the pecking order in the pack. See, with dogs, it makes sense because they have a pack mentality. So it's like, it's really easy. That's why they're easy to train and stuff. Cats don't have that, so it's a lot harder to figure out what the hell they're thinking and get them to do things.
No, wild cats have a hierarchy.
Like lions and tigers and stuff like that, but if you think
bears.
about like oh my.
Couldn't pass
But if you
that
think
up.
about like lynxes and other
the solitary hunters.
wild cats, so they're mostly solitary, and I think from what I understand, the domesticated cats are more solitary than they are pack animals.
That tracks.
Yeah.
But it's also why like you can have those like animal conservations where the people like befriend the lions.
Yeah.
Like those
pack
videos are
mentality.
so heartwarming when they like open the gate and these like 500-pound lions like just jump on these dudes and I'm like, he's gonna die, and then he's like, "Rah!"
And he just gives him a big old bear hug.
Oh, it's like his retractable claws are all sucked. He's like, oh, he likes him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I still wouldn't want to be jumped on by a lion like that, I don't think. That would be a little disconcerting.
Because like you could still get Siegfried and Roy like real
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah. That lion was apparently, or the tiger was apparently trying to save him and keep him away from danger.
Yeah, he like perceived a threat. It's just when a tiger bites on the nape of a human neck.
grabs you by the scruff of the neck like it would its babies. You die. You don't do okay.
He didn't die. Pretty fucked up, but he didn't die.
Well, tomatoes. You know what I mean.
Usually, he should have probably died. Speaking of tigers and lions and whatnot, is there an exotic animal? So, like, I have a few, but is there like an exotic animal or like a weird animal you've always wanted as a pet, and like you probably never will, but like it'd be super cool if you did?
As I said, I grew up loving animals, and like not only just my animals, I like lived off of Crocodile Hunter and Jeff Corwin and Zaboomafoo and like all of the Zaboomafoo. Leaping lemurs. Yeah, I like grew up with that, and that's all I did. I was the weird kid that would prefer to watch like a nature documentary than cartoons. So I just always loved animals, and I always loved weird exotic animals. So yeah, I definitely have a couple that I always wanted.
Let's see if there's any overlap. I have 4. I have like 4 that like I'm dead serious. Like if given the opportunity, I would absolutely have. I think there's a lot more that would be cool, but I have 4.
I have 2 that I actually would like want to have.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in theory, I would want to have them. I know in practice I don't actually want them. And one that I think would just be cool, but would be like the dumbest idea to have as a pet.
All right, hit me.
All right, I'm going to go from the bottom to the top. Start with the least likely to the most likely. So least likely, a squirrel monkey. I always wanted a little squirrel monkey. They just
don't know what the fuck a squirrel monkey is.
I mean, you can easily Google them. You see them in zoos all the time. They're just the monkeys that are like the little tiny ones that are about the size of squirrels that chirp and stuff. They're smaller than capuchins, but they're like just these little monkeys. Aren't they cute as hell? They're the cutest little fuckers ever.
They look like little monks with the hair.
With the little head thing. Yeah, they're so cute. Yeah, and they stay small. So my big thing was, I was like, it'd be cool to have a monkey, right? Yeah. Most of the time when you think cool to have a monkey, a lot of the times people have pet monkeys. A lot of them are capuchins, which are like a little larger. That's like a Boo from Aladdin was a capuchin.
Well, and Marcel from Friends, I think, was also
Marcel from Friends was also a capuchin. So they're like, people usually think of them when they think of pet monkeys, which is because they're pretty smart and I think they're more readily available to be able to get them. But the problem is they get bigger. They don't get big, but they get big enough that they can do some serious damage to you if they decide they want to fight back. So I was like, yeah, I don't really want to deal with having my fingers and toes bitten off. So I was like, these little squirrel monkeys stay super small. They're super cute, and they're pretty chill.
Up to 20 years in captivity.
Yep, they last a long, long time.
It's funny, they actually live long. Unlike a lot of animals, they're like, well, I guess it's split, but they actually live longer in captivity than in the wild.
Yeah. Yeah, I think depending on the animal. But yeah, the squirrel monkeys, they can live a long time. Yeah. But yeah, I always thought they looked awesome. But something neat, all monkeys are terrible pets. Don't get a monkey as a pet.
Yeah, terrible.
It's just bad pets. Too smart. They get into everything. They're not really trainable. You can't potty train them. They pee and shit everywhere. If they get mad at you, they bite, they scratch, they do damage, and they're just hard-headed because they're almost like people, and people also make terrible pets.
Yeah, it's like having a 2-year-old forever.
All the time, forever, your whole life. Yeah, terrible twos, whole life.
Yeah, no, that sounds, no.
And it can jump around the house and get into places that you can't get to.
Yeah, no.
So monkeys are a no. So
I do not have a monkey on my list. It would be cool to own one, but I don't have monkeys on my list.
And then number 2, I'm actually having trouble because my other 2 are actual pets that people do have. Like they're more readily, people do have them.
Yeah.
I think in Pennsylvania you're not allowed to have them.
There are weird exotic animal rules in PA.
Yeah, PA is really strict on its exotic animal rules.
Texas,
you have to have there's a lot of states that aren't, but PA, you can't even have hedgehogs in PA. You have to have a license for hedgehogs.
But hedgehogs and micro pigs are like all their age in Japan.
Yep. Nope. Hedgehogs are considered an exotic pet, and you have to have a special license for them.
Basically, anything that you can't buy at a PetSmart is an exotic pet.
Yeah, pretty much an exotic animal.
Yeah.
So then the next one, I'm going to go with sugar gliders. I always wanted a sugar glider. Is that one of yours?
That's on my list.
That's on your list?
I want a sugar glider. I think it'd be so fun to have a sugar glider.
I always wanted especially, like I said, coming off of, I had that mouse, which was, his name was Chip. And then after I had Chip, I actually had a gerbil, who was Dusty. And Mouse Chip was awesome. Dusty the gerbil was a little asshole. He just bit me all the time, and he wasn't fun to play with. And he was just, I didn't really like him that much.
Gerbils suck. Guinea pigs are better.
Yeah, I heard guinea pigs are cooler, but guinea pigs also, I always thought they were boring.
Like, well, no, so it's not that they're boring. So it's actually, I think it's Switzerland. It's actually a law that if you have a guinea pig, you legally have to have 2 guiney pigs. Because guinea pigs are highly social creatures. So when people have one guinea pig, they think it's boring. It's actually just depressed as fuck.
But I've had friends that have multiple guinea pigs, and they were still boring. Yeah, they're just, most people did have one guinea pig. That's they're true.
Just sad.
But I know, like, when I was younger, one of my girlfriends had guinea pigs, and she had multiple. She had 2 or 3 of them. And they were still, I was just thought really boring. It's like rabbits. Rabbits are terrible pets too, in my opinion. But I forgot that. I didn't write that down, actually. I had rabbits too growing up. I had 3 rabbits.
Sorry.
Sugar gliders. We didn't really go on to sugar gliders too much.
No, I love sugar gliders.
But for people that don't know what sugar gliders are, they're literally just small flying squirrels. They look like a cross between a gerbil and a flying squirrel. They've got like the tufts that they jump out and they can actually float around, but they also look kind of like little gerbil dudes. And they're cute as hell. There are also other things that you should have 2 of. You shouldn't have them alone unless you're willing to spend all of your time.
Literally all day with them. Like if you work from home, you could probably get away with like if you're home most of the time, you could probably get away with just having one.
Yeah. But for the most part, you would want 2 of them. But those are ones that are actually, in a lot of states, are actually pets that you can get pretty readily. Though, again, with most of the exotic pets, there's a reason. They're not really domesticated. They can be good pets. I've heard good things about them. And then I've also heard a lot of horror stories of them just being, like, super non-sociable and very, like, scared of everything, and they die quickly. Don't eat. That's the big thing, is like finding out what they like to eat, because sometimes they just won't eat a domestic diet. So that's a difficult thing with them.
Things like that, you really need to like basically raise them. And like the ones that do really well in captivity are the ones that are owned by people that have a background in sort of doing and sort of like doing that sort of thing, or like like owning them. Yeah. Because like you can domesticate a lot more animals than you think you can if like that's all they know. Like, they're not, like, sugar gliders are not naturally predatory towards people. Like,
no. It's not like so as long having a lion or a tiger or something.
No, they just have to trust you.
Yeah, they have to trust you. It's more, from how I understand, the problems that I've heard with sugar gliders, it's more their well-being than you're, like, causing problems for you. It's more that they don't do well. Than you actually having, like, they don't tear things up. They're probably similar to most rodents when it comes to upkeep and stuff like that, and cleaning and things like that.
They need more space, though.
They need space, and they need a lot of enrichment, and they get bored. They get bored and depressed real easy. So
yeah, you gotta put like things like on your. You gotta put like shelves on your walls like you would for cats to climb. You like put those up and then like have them like jump down onto you.
Have you watched them do that? Yeah, I love watching them do that. They like go up to like tops of doors or something, and then they just kind of sidle up the edge and just go wee and just fly down to you.
Yeah, they're basically they're basically just small flying squirrels.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are, and they're super cute. So that's sugar gliders.
You had one more?
I got one more.
Yep.
This was one that I was closer to getting than any of these other ones, that I thought were just the coolest things in the world.
Wait.
You want to guess? I probably told you already.
That's why I want to guess, but maybe I want to prove I'm a good friend, but now I'm second guessing myself. Is it a bearded lizard?
It is not.
Damn it. Okay, then I don't know.
It's something called a fennec fox.
They're on my list too.
They're on your list too?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So if our respective loved ones like ever smarten up and leave us, or like
smarten up and leave us, I think
yeah. If anything, if ever a situation occurs that you and I end up living together again, we're getting a fennec fox and a sugar glider.
2 sugar gliders.
2 sugar gliders and a fennec fox. That hopefully will not hunt the sugar gliders.
That will definitely hunt the sugar glider. That's the other problem. So fennec foxes are, I always say, a cross between a fox and a cat, or a dog and like they look like little dogs, kind of with huge ears, but they have cat energy hard. They just unpredictable, crazy, run around, climb everything. They just crazy little things, but they're from the deserts, so they're these little tiny dogs, but because they're from the desert, they have to get rid of a lot of heat, and one of the best ways to get rid of heat is to use your ears as a radiator. So they have giant ears in this little fox body, and they're super cute. I can put that up on our YouTube video. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see what a fennec fox is. It looks like I did it
for the sugar glider too.
Little puppy with giant ears.
I think they're the cutest motherfuckers.
I think they're super cute. The problem is, it again comes down to practicality with them. They are so high energy, but you can't like let them outside unattended because they will just run and never come back because they're not very trainable, and they are not overly friendly. They show some affection, but not a lot. They're more cat-like in that they kind of like keep you at a distance a little bit. And the other problem is they are loud. They are so loud. They make crazy noises, and like I said, they're from the desert areas, so their calls have to carry across long distances, and they are loud. So you got to get ready for terrible piercing noises all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like I went with a lot more negatives with all of these exotic pets because I feel like I wanted to deter anybody from actually getting exotic pets because they're generally not great pets to have.
I think that'd be a lot of fun. I think a fennec fox would be fun. I think sugar gliders would be great.
I think I'd rather the sugar glider than the fennec fox at this point in my life.
I think I would also rather
I think the fennec fox would just be annoying as hell. If you were annoyed at Glenn, they would be so much more annoying than Glenn. Like a 1,000,000% more annoying than Glenn.
Maybe.
They're going to tear up way more stuff. They're going to be unpredictable, and they just... Honestly, the noises they make are terrible. I keep harping on it, but the noises they make are horrible.
It's the cat energy that I really appreciate, though.
Yeah, well, it's cat energy. It's more like dog energy, like that much like always going energy, like dogs have,
like small dog energy.
But cat abilities to jump around and go into weird spots that dogs don't usually get into and climb and things like that. It's really the worst of both worlds.
I still want one. I don't think I'm ever gonna get one, but I have one honorable mention, and then I have the two that aren't the mutuals, which I think it's funny that we have at least two mutuals.
Yeah.
Honorable mention, because I don't really consider it an exotic animal per se. I've always wanted a raccoon.
That is as exotic as it gets.
They're trash pandas. I could go outside and find a raccoon.
I mean, I can go outside and find a squirrel, but it doesn't mean I want to have it as a pet.
Shout out Peanut.
Oh God, no!
You did it, not me.
But I didn't even mean to go down that route. But no, I still think I think a raccoon would be a terrible pet. I think that would be worse.
They're mischievous, but they're like but they're so smart and they have little thumbs. You can teach them to bring you food and beers.
The problem is, I think there's a bell curve with pets and intelligence that like you start down here with like stupid stuff that it's like not fun to have like I don't know, like worms or something like that. And then you go up the bell curve and you hit like cats and dogs and maybe pigs. I think pigs make usually pretty good pets.
Micro pig.
But then you come down the other side and you hit the raccoons and the monkeys and that kind of stuff where it's too smart, not raccoons good to keep as a
not
pet.
Smarter. Raccoons are not like inherently smarter than like a smart dog breed.
I think they are. I mean, well, maybe
not
necessarily inherently smarter, but they have different motivators.
Well, they're also more functional.
To do different stuff.
They're all it's food motivated. They're all every single one of the things we just named are food motivated. You get enough food in enough places, and they will do what you want them to do.
That's true, but I think they would be much better off as outside pets.
I'm just saying, I've seen videos of people with raccoons inside, and I want one. Anyway,
raccoons.
Actual first exotic pet on Anthony's list, and I've told you this one. Super cat energy. I want a serval so bad.
Ooh, yeah, no, I mean, definitely super cat energy.
Yeah, like we went from African dog to African cat. Yeah, and they're just like these small little, like these guys. Just look at them. Look how cute he is.
So cool. I mean, honestly, if you're looking for something like that, have you ever seen the Savannah cats?
Yes,
they're like actual cats.
So let me
keep.
Yeah, let me rephrase slightly. Like serval or similar, like a domesticatable.
So a Savannah cat, because honestly, Savannah cats are supposed to be like very personable and very good tempered or very good demeanored. I mean, I think they could be pig-headed and kind of like a little bit aloof kind of a thing, but for the most part, I heard that they're very personable.
It throws people off because I don't remember if it's a serval or the Savannah cat. It's one of the two. It's like I think it's their hiss means that they like you.
Oh no, I'm talking about the Savannah cat that I'm talking about is like a feline like that we like feline domesticus. It's just a breed of cat.
Oh, then that's not what I want. What does is it a serval? Oh God, Savannah cats are so cute.
Are you looking up Savannah cat?
Yeah, I just looked up Savannah cats.
They're I think the only cat species that's taller than Maine Coons, but they're supposed to be very.
Jesus, they are pretty big. Honestly, they look very serval.
Oh, they're a cross between a serval and a domestic cat.
Yeah, they look very servally. Oh, kitten. Oh, hold on.
Yeah. I just saw the price of kittens.
Where?
It's just on what I just saw on Google. What does a Savannah cat cost? Anywhere between $1,000 and $20,000.
Well, how shitty do they have to be for it to be 1,000?
Probably a serval.
Just straight up serval.
It's just a serval. Serval, like somewhere down the line, there was a cat involved. He's not very nice.
So there's either way. I think
actually, the closer to serval the cat is, the more expensive it is. The further away it is from serval, the cheaper it is, but the more domesticated it is. So like in
what's like 50/50 is like a 10K cat.
I don't know, I haven't looked at it yet because they do it by generations. So you know, like generations, it's like the original generation, then the F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, like for the different generations. So
like a serval fucks a stray, 10 grand.
So yeah, the F1 50/50 serval cat are where you're getting your 20 grand ones.
No, I think you said closer to serval.
Yeah, the closer to serval. That's what I'm saying. 50/50. You have a serval.
You can get closer to serval, then you can get closer to. You can have. You can get closer.
No,
than
but I'm
50/50.
talking about. But they do it by the way that they're classified is by the mating generation. So the F1, where it's just one serval and one cat, that's the F1 generation.
But I'm saying you could have. You could have a 75%.
You could cross with more servals and then get more.
If you took a serval and a domesticated cat, and then had that cat breed with a serval, now it's 75%.
But that's not.
Serval.
But this way, it's. You have the serval and domesticated cat mate, and then you have the F1 generation, that's your most expensive one, and then you have that generation mate with another domesticated cat generation, and then you get your F2 generation, and those are the ones that you can have. But a lot of states have bans on them that you're not allowed to keep them in captivity unless they're generation F5 or later without a permit.
What's the type of cat that what's her name from Archer had? Carol? Ocelot.
Ocelot.
She had an ocelot. I just want like some exotic, like I don't care, just like some exotic cat.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
honestly, these savannas
super cool. Like,
I'm reading more about these savannas, and like they're pretty much like skinny, athletic Maine Coons.
I mean, Maine Coons are pretty athletic. The thing with Maine Coons is Maine Coons
don't
fluffy jump as much as they like to climb.
And they're big. They're more like stocky.
Yeah,
it's big. Like the Savannah cats, like I said, they're taller and more slender and more athletic, but they're like between 10 and 20 pounds instead of Maine Coons, which is like 10 and 25.
Yeah.
So they're not as stocky as Maine Coons, but I think they're a little taller.
I just love big cats. I'm just gonna get a big cat and not tell Becca. Leave it in the episode because Becca has decided that she's like goes in and out of phases of listening to podcasts. Leave this in the episode. Becca, I'm getting some type of Savannah cat to add to our cats.
And we'll see if she says anything about it. But after I think I'm only getting Maine Coons from now on.
Well, but Savannah cats. Regardless.
Anyway.
So my other one, this one's out of left field. I don't think you could ever guess this if you ever tried.
Left field.
Okay, so not that out of left field. We've mentioned, is it family, genus, species? Class, kingdom, order, kingdom, family, genus, species? Kingdom, order, family, genus, species?
It's kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species.
We both missed domain.
Well, domain's the first one, but
domain kingdom, phylum, class, order, family.
I thought we were
species.
skipping domain.
Well, I didn't. I just forgot it existed. If I'm being quite honest with you. Anyway, eukarya.
You get Animalia.
Yeah, so it's an animal.
All right, so we're in Animalia. Give me an order.
Would rodent be genus or family?
Rodent would be family.
Family? Yeah. Okay. Rodent family. That's as
So it's a
neat, that's as
rodent?
niche as I'm getting. Yep.
All right.
It's a
let me
rodent.
think.
And just if
It's a
anybody's
rodent.
curious, this is the taxonomic scale.
Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus. But yeah, I had it right.
You did. No, you had it right other than domain. But that is the, in case anybody was curious, that is the...
Kings play chess on floating glass S. I can't remember what the stools, I think, is something like that. I don't know. Fun mnemonic.
In case you needed to memorize
In case you needed
today.
a biology degree.
I'm just happy that I remembered to Google taxonomic scale.
Taxonomy of things. All right, so anyway, rodent.
Yep. It's the only clue I'm giving you.
Okay, so it's a rodent. Are you sure it's a rodent?
I'm very sure it's a rodent.
A beaver.
Nope. Though I think you are right though. I
terrible.
think beavers are also rodents.
Beavers are rodents.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, they are. They have incisors that keep growing.
Yeah, that is one of the things, isn't it?
That is one of the things for rodents. Rodentia. Well, dentia meaning teeth.
Order Rodentia.
So
Give you one more guess. Dude, I think that'd be so fucking fun to have.
Now, are they like common, or are they
not for America.
not for America?
They're not known in America. Technically they're technically a wild animal, but apparently can be domesticated and quite personable, much like many other rodents.
Capybaras?
It's a capybara.
Capybaras are supposed to be super nice, honestly.
I've
heard you can just walk up to them and they're chill.
Yeah, they're just so cool, and they're aquatic, and they can swim. You can
they're super cool. I've always been a fan of capybaras,
dude. They are so cool. I love.
I've never
capybaras.
heard of them being pets, though.
Yeah. This right here on the list
I feel
of
like they would eat
10
a fuck ton of
exotic pets.
food.
If you've ever wanted a hamster the size of a small pig,
size of a medium pig, those fuckers are huge.
they can get to be rather large. But like not pig size.
They're like medium dogs.
What do you think? What do you think? An average male capybara weighs? I don't have this pulled up.
35 pounds.
I'm going under.
Under 35? I think it's 35.
No, 50 pounds.
50? I can see 50, but if you're talking about 50, now we're in like large dog territory. I think 35 to 50. I think 35 is probably average.
Holy shit!
Are we
are
both wrong?
off. We are
Is it like
so
80
off.
pounds?
Adult capybara 77 to 150 pounds.
Whoa!
We are in large. We are
not
in
even
large.
close.
We are in large dog category.
That is large dog category. Oh Jesus! I didn't think they were that big. I thought they would come up to like my knee.
No, more like your dick, which is really not where you want a rodent whose teeth don't stop growing.
Nah.
I may be changing my answer.
Yeah. What
That's
do you
like
mean in terms of what?
That's like terrifyingly large. I don't know if I want that as a pet anymore.
Well, but if they're chill, like
yeah, I guess that's true.
That is really big though. You could a small person could ride one of them.
I would get a female, I guess. Smaller.
What's it? Because they're smaller.
Smaller, literally smaller.
What's the temperament wise? I think that's more the indicator that I'm usually going for.
The allure of capybaras as exotic pets, undeniable.
I thought it said undesirable. Your screen is very, very small to me.
I know. Yet there are substantial requirements and considerations, legal and ethical concerns, coupled with substantial space and resources needed. Underscore the challenge of pet ownership. While they possess a gentle disposition, responsible ownership, though research is imperative to ensure their welfare. So, I think it's the same as any other exotic, non-basic domesticated.
Yeah, I think it's going to fall under the it's not worth it to keep them category. Like, it's more a pain in the ass than it's actually worth to have them.
You know what, though? If you're some, rich motherfucker that has space, and you can, have, a pond for them to swim around in, because they eat, water vegetation and stuff, and,
Yeah, if you just have if you literally just have ponds and them hanging out in the backyard, that would be fine, and you have, a little, enclosure for them to go into if it's not disgusting out. But I don't see them ever being like your dog. I see them being more, outside pets.
Oh, no. They can come inside. You could probably train them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Here's what you can't, train. So, friends, we're talking animals that you can't train, especially when it comes to restroom behavior.
Uh-huh.
Friends, the show, lied to all of us
Oh no, what did friends lie about? Well, if you want to know, you'll have to listen to part 2 of this series. Part 2 won't actually be coming out next week. It will be coming out the week after because we have something special for you guys next week that's a little bit more with the times. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoy next week's episode. But if you come back, you'll be able to get part 2 the week after. Thanks. I'm a little drunk.